Hello, welcome back to Here We Tow. So it's been 10 days since we were last away. We had a weekend away at Longley, which we didn't film, we just had a weekend away. So today we are on the road, we are heading off, we're going away for a few days. We're not going far, are we?
Nope.
We're going about an hour from home. We're going to be visiting Burnham-on-Sea and Weston Super Mare, which are coastal towns in Somerset.
Because you know Karina likes her fish and chips, so we've got to keep by the sea.
Yeah, I like my fish and chips. I am drawn to the sea, I know I am, and hopefully you won't get too bored of seeing the sea. We have got some inland trips planned, but I do love the sea. So yeah, we're going to set off. So as I say, it's about an hour's drive. The route in, we're going to be taking the M5 and we'll be coming off at junction 22 at Burnham-on-Sea. Now, some of you might have been to this area before. We've not been in the motorhome, but we do know the area quite well, don't we? We've had several days out there before. Burnham-on-Sea is the smaller of the sort of two towns. It's a little bit lower down, and then you've got Weston Super Mare, which is a really big resort, very, very popular with families and couples alike, and single people. Excellent promenades for walking on. That's sort of what we do, isn't it? We do the walks. In between Burnham and Weston, there is a holiday, sort of almost a holiday resort called Brean. Brean has sort of massively developed over the years. On there, you're going to find numerous caravan, motorhome and camping sites, and you're also going to find static caravan sites. As I say, it's a huge resort, and it's sort of generally where people stay before going off to visit for the day elsewhere, isn't it?
Yep.
So we're staying at Brean. Now, the site we have booked, which I'll obviously show you when we get there, we haven't stayed in the area before, but we're going to stop at Hurn Lane Caravan and Motorhome Club site. Hurn Lane Caravan Motorhome Club site, it's got 138 pitches, of which 89 are hardstanding, the rest are grass. Now today it is teaming it down, so all being well, we will... It
has been for the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's just been piddling. So all being well, we will get a hardstanding pitch. You can check in from 12 o'clock, so that should suit us quite well. And the site itself is situated a little bit further back compared to some of the other sites. So if you're going there, it is going to be about a 10 to 15 minute walk back down to the sort of Breen coast road where you've got the beach, takeaways, amusements and stuff. But it's a bit more of a quiet site, I think, but we'll find out. So our route in is going to be as per the Caravan and Motorhome Club instructions. So we will be coming off at junction 22 into Burnham. We're then going to travel through Burnham and head out towards Barrow. Barrow's it looks like a sort of smallish village just north of Burnham. As we go through Barrow, if you were staying at some of the other sites, you would sort of follow what's known as Coast Road and go in that way. When we're in Barrow, the road will split and we're going to take that right-hand fork and fork off down Red Road. I'm glad Jules is driving, I feel reassured.
I knew it was red. I knew it was Barrow Road in red.
We're going red. So yeah, so we're going to peel off down there. Interesting, I've had a look on the map in the area and it looks like there's quite a nice farm shop and garden centre as well just there, which we might go to with it being wet weather, mightn't we?
Yeah.
So we're going to go down Red Road, going to carry on down Red Road, and then there'll be a turn for Hurn Lane down there. Red Road, it looks fairly narrow, but obviously that is the best way in according to the club, so we'll have a look at the road in. You'll be able to see that and make your mind up how you feel about it. Coast Road, the other road that goes through Brean, it doesn't look a great deal bigger in many parts, to be honest. I mean, Brean, I think's grown up around these roads and the roads haven't sort of grown to meet the resort, so we'll find out
the demand of modern day
traffic. So we're going to venture down, say, Red Road, then down Hurn Lane itself. Hurn Lane is almost like single track. If you meet somebody coming the other way, you are probably going to be reversing or looking for a passing place. It's pretty narrow in parts, and it's narrow from both sides. So I think if you are coming and going, I definitely stick to the arrival times that are stipulated, because if you meet someone the other way, it's going to be a bit of a problem. So that's it. So that's where we're going. That's how we're going to get there. And hopefully we're going to have a nice weekend exploring both places. So if you're interested in those areas in Somerset, this could well be the vlog for you. So that was the drive-in. It was a fairly steady run. It was quite busy coming through Burnham and Barrow. It was a little bit hectic. People were like diving out of roads and all sorts, I thought. So it was...
Oh, I didn't see that.
A little bit wild at times. So yeah, the road where we turn right onto Red Road, that is a really quite bad blind bend. Bend, yeah. The
road coming round bends round to the right and you have to cut across it, but it's almost like there's a little bridge and there's no view, so you are trying to watch to the left to see if there's anything coming flying up that road. So that is one to be aware of, but I'm sure you'll see that in the footage.
If you're towing a caravan, really be careful there, because that probably for me would have been the highlight of being like in the danger zone during that journey. And then Red Road was okay, wasn't it? It's narrow. If you were towing and you met something, you'll just have to move over. In a motorhome, that was pretty easy, wasn't it? But it seemed a very quiet lane.
I was going to say it's narrow, but it was quiet.
It was quiet. Obviously, it's Thursday and it's raining, so that might help. And then Hurn Lane, we turned left down Hurn Lane, didn't we? That is single track, but literally to get to the site, was it maybe 30 seconds journey? So very short, and then we turned right, obviously, into Hurn Lane. When you go check in, usual thing with the Caravan and Motorhome Club, you pay your balance and you get a map with the pitches and what have you, and you get sent on your way to find your own pitch. They let you in through the barrier, so we got let through the barrier. We did a lap and a half of the site, and then we picked pitch 45, which is a hard standing pitch with awning. When we choose pitches, we think obviously one about, you know, how many pitches are around us. We go nose in because the door's on the right, so what view have we got ahead of us? And also with having fudge, we sometimes try and find places that are a little bit more sort of private, and some people don't want to be pitched next to a German Shepherd, to be honest, do they, as well? So we do bear that in mind. So we've gone pitch 45. There's plenty of service points on the site and what have you. I'll have a tour around the site when it stops raining, so at least you can see that. We've used our leveller, and we're pretty much bang on, aren't we, here? Caravan and Motorhome Club sites generally are very good on being level, always a bonus. So we used our little leveller. We're just going to get set up, which means plugging the electric in, really, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And then we're hungry.
Time for some food.
We're going to have some lunch, and hopefully cup of tea, and hopefully the rain will stop a bit, and then we can crack on with the rest of the trip. So yeah, so coming up next, we'll have a look around the site, and then we'll have a couple of day trips out over the next few days to take you on. So there we go. We'll see you when we have a look around the site. So we were on pitch 45, a hard standing pitch with electric, and in front of us, because we went nose in, we did find that those were grass pitches which got taken up over the weekend. So as we walk away from our pitch, the site is one-way system in place in various parts, and there are speed humps, obviously, for safety. There's a number of service points dotted around Hurn Lane. There's 2 motorhome service points. As you walk down here towards the exit, that's reception over there to the right. And if you bear left here, what we're going to find here are the fully serviced pitches. This site does have a small number of hard-standing fully serviced pitches, which you can book online. And in this part here, there's also a large number of grass pitches, and these are just grass with electric. This side of Hurn Lane has its own facility block, which we can just see up here on the left. And just a bit further on past the block, there's a children's play area and a dog poop pit. There's no actual dog walk on the site, but we did head out on the lane several times with fudge. So that is Hurn Lane. So that was a look around Hurn Lane, the bit we didn't see, because obviously as we drove in, we saw sort of over the left-hand side as you come in. So that is the opposite side, where there's a lot more grass pitches, the service pitches, and the dog walk and the playground and the other service block in there. So that's a look around. What the plan is next is to head to Burnham-on-Sea. Now, it's a bit wet today, so we're going to give it a go. Burnham-on-Sea, been a couple of times. I really like Burnham. There's a lovely promenade that you can walk up and down, so hopefully we'll get to have a trot up and down there. There's various shops, obviously food shops, which I'm always keen to see, donuts and fish and chips. There's shops set back in the town itself, quite a good little selection to potter around. Parking wise, there is actually specific motorhome parking in Burnham-on-Sea, which is where we'll be heading, and I'll hopefully get to show you those if they're not all full. But there's quite a number of bays. I don't know how many, maybe 10 motorhome bays, something like that, maybe more. So, and whenever we've been full, there's always been space in them. So hopefully there will be. And that's in the Pier Street car park. And Pier Street car park is literally set back right on the seafront next to the B&M. So if you look for B&M, that's where Pier Street is. As I say, we'll have a close look when we go down. So that should hopefully be quite easy. And then we'll have a trot around there. So we will set off and I'll see you at Burnham. So we've arrived in Burnham and we've got to Pier Street car park. Now you can probably just see over my shoulder here, look, down there in that far end, that is where the motorhome parking is. There's a nice little display of Adrias there. So that's the motorhome parking. And then the rest of the car park, there's actually plenty of bays. And as I say, I mean, it's fairly quiet despite it's been so busy. So it's... yeah, there's plenty of parking. As you come into the car park off Pier Street, this is a B&M here, you'll turn in here. The car park just to that side there on your left as you come in, there are quite a few bays in there that would allow you to park in a double bay. So if you weren't able to get a motorhome bay, you could double park there. This part of the car park has got wooden parts down it, so you wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't be able to take up two bays here, and the overhangs aren't great. So this part, if you can't get a motorhome bay and you're longer, this isn't going to be ideal, this part. And then there's a little bit over there on Pier Street, that's the busier part. That's sort of more the short stay. Again, I'll just turn you around. That's where I'm pointing there. So that's the short stay first part, and that is pretty chocker, so I'd avoid that bit. And then the sea is basically going to be along here, so you can see it's going to run all along there. So we're literally, if you park here in this car park, you're literally straight onto Burnham seafront. The town centre itself, where the B&M is there, I'm facing the sea. We've got B&M to the right, and the shopping is to the right as well. So if you head that way, that's where you're going to find the shops. And walking back that way, that's where you're going to find quite a bit of the sort of the seafront activity. So hopefully before it rains, I'll jump out onto the seafront and we'll have a look at that. So we're on the seafront and the rain has arrived, as I thought. Basically, so I'm looking out to sea. So down there to the left, you can see it goes on. So the promenade basically goes all the way off down the end there. The sea's fairly well out. It's not the best of days, as I say, but it gives you an idea of the beach. So it's fairly compact sand as well, and it's not pebbly, it is sand. And then it goes on that way and you've got the Burnham Pier, the amusements there. So you really can walk a good way. There's plenty of amusements and bits and pieces on the front, and then that's the car parking where we've just come from. So it is just a seaside town, but it is certainly nice for a trip out. But on a nice day, it's fantastic, and you'll be able to see Wales across the water, but not today. Can't see much but rain. So there we go. I will continue on my travels around Burnham. Rain has stopped play completely. It is hammering it down, and it has been for some time. We thought it might pass, but our northern optimism has failed us. So we are heading back. We'll venture back to the site and eat some cakes, I think. So super, I'll catch you in a bit. So as you can see, Burnham didn't exactly go to plan, and we are back. We are going to count down to getting some tea now. The plan is to get some tea in Brean. We're going to head down the coast road at Brean. You can't actually see the sea from the coast road at Brean, so don't get overexcited. But we're going to venture down. There's a number of places to get some food. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to, I think, get a curry tonight. So that'll be the plan, and then we'll catch you in the morning. Morning. So last night we did get a curry from the Bay of India, which is down on the coast road. It's opposite the arcade, but as you go down, there's various little shops and stuff, and there's some arcades, plenty of chip shops. There's a kebab shop and this curry house. So we got a curry and it was really good, to be fair. Jules gave it 7 out of 10, and it just hit an 8 for me. So yeah, it wasn't bad. So we did that, came back, and it was pretty wet again last night, and it's pretty wet again this morning. So what we were going to do today was we were going to go to Weston Super Mare, which again is another big seasidey place, but it's just too wet. I don't really fancy walking in the rain up and down. Thanks, Fudge. Up and down the seafront. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Clark's Village, which is at Street, and Street is near to Glastonbury. It's about 40 minutes drive from here, maybe just a little bit under. We've been before a couple of years ago, and it's like a little retail park, a little village, and they've got like North Face, Trespass, Tommy Hilfiger, it's got Henry Lloyd, stuff like that, Timberland. So it's like almost like I think they're probably seconds, but it's like a seconds designer outlet. So we're going to go there because we do actually, Jules needs some new clothes. So we've decided that with it being wet, this is a perfect opportunity. I've had a look on the internet. The car parking, there's loads of car parking around the Clark's Village, literally there on the village. As far as I know, it's council car parking. There might be some private, I don't know. I've looked at the council one. It's huge. It's pay and display. I couldn't find if there was any actual motorhome parking, but there's loads of bays, and I'm sure if you just paid for 2, hopefully that would work. We'll see when we get there about overhangs and stuff. So that's the plan. As well as the Clark's Village, if you walk out of Clark's Village, you can get out onto the high street at Street, and there's loads of shops there as well. We've done that before, so it is quite a good sort of little shopping experience. It's not undercover, although they do have, some of them have like canopies coming out from the shops around the village, so fingers crossed we won't get too wet. We can get Jules some of the clothes that he wants, and that's the plan. That's the plan for today. So wet weather play day, so no more sea. We're going to go and buy some clothes, so we'll see you at Clark's Village. So we've arrived at Clark's Village at Street, and it's pretty quiet, to be fair. I mean, I'll just let you have a look around. So this is the car park we've come in, which is the main car park off the A39, and there's absolutely loads of bays, and this is a weekend as well. I know we're here sort of just for it opening. I've not found any particular motorhome bays. So what we're going to do is we're going to head into Clark's Village. The entrance is literally just up there. So we'll head in there and see if we can find some jeans and t-shirts that we've come to look for. So we're back from Clark's Village. We got there at about 10:05. It opened at 10. And to be fair, most of the shops were really quiet, and that was a weekend. As we were getting ready to leave, which was, what time was that, Jules?
11.
Yeah, we weren't long, so about 11. It was really starting to get quite busy. There were more queues outside the shops, which obviously to do with the numbers of people in there. So yeah, just sort of factor that in if you're going, that you might have to stand outside. Our purchases, we did well. We've got them here, look. We went to Timberland, and Jules got some nice jeans and a couple of tops. And we also went to North Face. There we go. So we got tops at North Face, and I got a new coat, because you probably noticed I wear the same couple of coats on every vlog. Sometimes, obviously, I've got clothes, but obviously it gets a little bit repetitive when I'm just swapping between them, and you must get bored of seeing them all as well. So yeah, I've got a new warmer coat, because I've been feeling the cold still with this not great weather that we've been having. So that was what we've done. We're now back on site on the pitch. What we're going to do is we're going to just sort of go for a walk with Fudge. We're going to walk down to Brean, which is from Hurn Lane. We're just going to turn right out of the gate and walk down the lane, and that'll drop us onto the coast road at Brean. I'm going to have a wander down there. You can get onto the beach through paths, but we're just going to go for a walk next because the sun, touch wood, is out and hopefully it'll stay out. So that's the next plan. And then we've got tonight and then we're heading home tomorrow. So that was just my Clark's Village update. Parking was easy. How much was parking, Jules, for 2 hours?
£3.
£3 for 2 hours.
And it's pay by phone app if you use apps.
Yeah, you can use the pay by phone app if you use apps. So, or you can just use the machine or the card payment, which I normally do. So there we go. So we're going to head off for a walk and catch you a bit later on. So the sun has come out. So we have literally walked from Hurn Lane down the lane. We turned right out the car park, out of the campsite, sorry, followed the lane down to the bottom, and then almost opposite there's a footpath, and it cuts through the sand dunes and brings you here. So this is Breen Beach. Now I've checked the signs about dogs. It just says your dog has to, it just says be under control. It doesn't stipulate anything further that I can see about leads. It just says about being under control. There's plenty of dogs running about, so Fudge is going for it. He's got a ball. He doesn't go quite as fast as he used to, bless him, but you know, that happens to all of us. So this, as I say, is Breen Beach, and this is absolutely massive. Now the tide is out. Obviously, Burnham-on-Sea is in that direction. I'm just pointing with my brolly, and you can see cars are parked here on the beach as well. So there's obviously a thing where you can come and park. Sorry? Oh yeah, wow, look, so that you can horse ride as well. Look, some horses having a canter down the beach. So yeah, and then obviously Weston Super Mare will be around the headland there. So here comes some horses. But yeah, so that is Breen Beach, easy for you to say. Really nice beach, really pleased we found it. So there we go, I'll see you in a bit. Morning. So that is the end of our weekend to Hurn Lane, which is at Brean, which is between Burnham-on-Sea and Weston Super Mare. The weather was a little bit damp at times, so it sort of stopped play a little bit. Didn't quite get to do all the stuff we wanted to do, and it made filming a little bit more difficult because I was getting absolutely drenched. We will be coming back. Last night we got a kebab, which is not healthy. I know. Please don't eat the sort of food I eat. It's not good for you. You won't do yourself any favours, and I need to take some of my own advice. I'm going to be using my teppanyaki more often to cook healthy kebabs on there. So yeah, so we got that, and then that was it. We had a quiet night really, and then this morning we're going to be heading home. We're only about 55 minutes to an hour home, so it shouldn't take as long, and that's it for this trip. We are away next weekend, going on another little adventure, just for a couple of nights again, and that's sort of what the benefit of the motorhome's been that we've found. The motorhome's on the drive, we just jump in it, shoot off, a couple of nights away, and then we're home, and it's as simple as that. So that's our plan. I will be coming back here. There's another caravan site I want to try, and that's called Warren Farm, and that's at Brean, but it's a bit further down the coast road, away from the Burnham-on-Sea direction, and that's as you go down on your right hand side, and that looks really nice. It gets some really good reviews, so I want to try that one. I don't know when that will be. Probably maybe in June. Might get back for a couple more nights, but we'll just wait and see. So yeah, it looked really nice, so that's one to try. Hurn Lane itself, it was actually turned out better than I thought, without being funny. I know when we got here that it was like raining, and that sort of always puts a dampener on anything, and then when the sun came out last night, the sun came out, and this morning, lovely. It is a quiet site. I haven't seen many children, which is strange. Maybe they go more to the family parks here at Brean, I'd have thought then. So they've got a bit more entertainment and food and stuff like that on site. So that could be why. But I think I've seen 3 children on this site in the weekend, which is pretty unusual. August could well be different. But yeah, nice site. Give it a go. We've been pleased with it. And other than that, that's it. So I'm just going to have my cup of tea, and then we'll literally be on the road home. So that's it. So thanks for joining us. I know it wasn't quite the usual style, but hopefully next weekend the weather will be on our side and it will be a little bit easier to film some stuff. So, as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.